Hi everybody, Jeff Simon here from Social Flight with another step in our Titan T-51D Mustang build. Today I'm here at the tail end of the aircraft that you can see here, and I'm going to talk about a really neat little feature of this aircraft. You know, anytime that you're dealing with tail draggers, moving them on the ground can be a little bit problematic. You move them into a spot and you need to lift the tail and shift it around or swing it into a different location. And as opposed to having a tow bar at the front of a nose wheel aircraft, you need an easy way to just manipulate the tail itself. And Titan has built that into the T-51 Mustang. The way that they've done that is back here, there is a tube that goes across that you mount into place. But it's not just a tube, it is a tube within a tube that you pull out just like this. When the aircraft is on the ground, you put both hands on it, you can pick up the tail, swing it around, and this tube can come out either side of the fuselage. When we go to put the skins on though, we have a bit of a challenge, because the idea here is we've gone and we're going to mount this tube right in place. But the question becomes, how do we know where to put the hole in the side skin so that it matches up perfectly? We have just the right size hole in just the right location with no messiness around it, and then we just all fits. Everything else has been things that we could see from the outside. Putting a side skin on, getting it completely cut and trimmed perfectly, and then measuring and marking and drilling through both skins to create all the rivet holes here. So we've got a skin that's ready to be installed on this side, but now we have to put a hole in the right spot. So how do we do that? Well, instead of just trying to gauge exactly where it should be through measurements or things like that, which really could be off enough to make this hole not look right at all, we're going to use an innovative technique this time. And that is to locate the hole first and then its location second. Here's what I mean by that. What I'm going to do is take just a little piece of scrap aluminum like this, and now I already have all of these different holes in place that are pre-drilled of where these rivets are going to go. This was part of our match drilling that we just did before, and I just described of the side skin. If I take this piece of scrap aluminum now, and instead of starting with where it goes, I start by drilling the hole that is actually the exact size I need for this tube, I can then go to the next step, which is locating it over this, and then match drilling those actual locations, and then we'll transfer it. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. All right, so all I need to do at this step is take this step drill that you can see right here and go and choose a location that's fairly close to where I think it's going to line up on this scrap piece. I'm going to drill it in here, and then we'll head back to the tail of the aircraft. Okay, back here at the tail of the plane, I'm just going to take this piece that I then put a hole in. I'm going to go and line this up over where the tube comes through, so I know that that is in exactly the right location. And then I'm going to take some clamps, and I'm just going to go and pull this out a little bit for alignment. And now put this in, and I'm just going to use these clamps to get this located in a good location for me so I know I've got this clamped into place. And then the final step of what I need to do is going to be, let me put this a little over here, is going to be taking a strap duplicator like this right here, which is how we do a hole duplication. When we put this underneath, we pull this up, we find where one of the holes is going to be there, and then all I actually need to do is go through, drill these holes into place to match this, and I'll now have a template that I can use on the actual skin. So let me get to drilling. Okay, so starting with the hole first, now I have a piece that mimics the skin and that now has holes that should match up exactly with the existing skin. So I now know that this is going to work right. I've got the hole, the tube comes through, the hole is perfectly centered in this, everything makes sense, and I've got it all clecoed into place. So the last step in this process, all I need to do is remove the clecos, take this template that I've now made, and this template now can be matched to the skin, and then all I need to do is trace that circle and it'll be in exactly the right location. So I'm going to do that right now. All right, this is our side skin, and I'm sitting on the floor here with it. This is where it's stored, right next to the aircraft, until it's time to go and put it on. And here's the template that I just made. So all I actually need to do now is take these clecos and match up where I made the holes, knowing the right locations and where they actually should be. There's one of them. And hopefully these all line up, but it looks like they do. Perfect. One more. And that pretty much triangulates exactly where that's going to go. And now I can just take the pen, go to this circle, trace it, and we're done. Remove the template. And I now know exactly where the hole is going to be drilled for my tube that's going to be able to support the tail of the aircraft. When we're going to move it, it'll go right through the skin there. We shouldn't have any surprises. Once the skin gets all mounted up, I can drill that in exactly the right location. Until next time, I'm Jeff Simon for Social Flight. Be sure to check out socialflight.com and the free apps for Apple and Android devices. We have tens of thousands of aviation events and destinations, so many cool things. We're always giving away prizes, and of course our Social Flight live show every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Just go to socialflightlive.com. Blue skies.